Hey YouTube, this is David from Bubba Chunks Development. This is WordPress start to finish, step-by-step guide to learning WordPress and getting your website online. This is part 5, how to customize your WordPress theme. In part 4 of this tutorial, I went over the different kinds of WordPress themes and showed you where to find and how to install your new theme. Here in part 5, I'll show you how you can customize your newly installed WordPress theme. I'll be going over a lot of information in this video. I'll explain how to change and customize the header information, widgets, pages, menus, sidebars, footer information, and theme options. I'll also go over setting a favicon or a site icon. I'll also go over the different built-in theme options. I will also be showing you some of the different WordPress options and some settings you can change to get the most out of your WordPress site. With all that being said, let's get right into the tutorial. Alright, now that we have our theme installed, you'll notice that there's not a lot of content on it and it's not very organized. As you can see from the theme that we downloaded, the GridBlog theme from my theme shop, they have a three-column footer in place, and they have proprietary sidebar widgets. So what we want to do is we're going to want to change this sidebar a little bit, and we're going to want to add that footer. Give us a little bit more content on our website. And you can also see that there's already a search bar up here to search through your website. So having a second search bar is kind of redundant, so we're going to get rid of that. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go to our WP Engine dashboard. And we're going to click on WordPress Admin. And then we're going to log into the admin panel on our website. And now from the dashboard, we can go to Appearance and Theme Options. Now for this theme shop theme, there's different options that we can change. So I'm just going to go to General Settings. As you can see, you can upload a site logo, a favicon, a touch icon for iOS 2.0 Plus and Android 2.1 Plus devices, and a metro icon, which is 144 by 144 pixels, that represent your website's Internet Explorer 10 Metro title or tile icon. So I actually have those images already sized up on my desktop that I showed you a little bit ago. So I'll go ahead and upload those now. Here's the favicon. And I'll go ahead and save. Exit out of that. Touch icon. I'll drag the touch icon over. And I'll save that. And the metro icon, I'll drag that over. And I'll save that. Alright, now we have all of our icons saved. Styling options. We'll go over, well, first off, we'll save changes down here. And then we'll go to styling options. And as you can see, you can change your color scheme. You can change your layout style. You can change your footer widgets. So you can enable that by turning this on. Then you'd have access to your footer. You can change your background color. or you can use a custom background image. So for right now, I'm just going to change the footer widgets. I'm going to enable that by clicking on, and then you can have either 3 widgets or 4 widgets. So that would either give you this 3-column layout or a 4-column layout. So there'd be another column over here, but they'd be squished together 25% for each widget. So I'm just going to keep it 3 widgets. And the color scheme, as you can see, it's set to yellow. So this option would change the color for like these titles, the pagination color. We change the title colors here. And the search button. So I'm going to go ahead and make this like a light blue color. I'll just select the light blue from the color picker. Okay. Layout style will basically tell you where you want your sidebar at. Do you want your content here and your sidebar off to the right? Or do you want your sidebar off to the left and your content on the right? So I like the sidebar on the right, so I'm going to keep it there. But if you want it on the left, you can hit this button. Background color, I like the background color, so I'm just going to keep it the same. And I don't want to use a custom background image at this time. So I'll save these changes. And then if we go to our site and refresh the page, alright, it's not going to show up yet because I have a domain pointed at this. So if I go back to our dashboard and I open up Visit Site in a new tab, we can see that it's changed all these colors here. So after we do that, we'll go to Header, Show Primary Menu. This button, when it's enabled, will enable the primary navigation menu. Right now, our primary navigation is up here in the top. That's a good place for it, so I'm just going to keep it there. I'm going to keep that enabled. Show Logo is enabled. I don't have a logo, but you can use this button to show or hide the logo completely. I'm just going to keep it on because it doesn't really affect my website right now. So I'll go to Homepage. Alright, now on Homepage you have 2 options. You have the featured categories, which is the categories appearing on the home page. We can add categories here, however, we haven't created any categories yet. I'll show that in part 6. And our homepage post meta info will be organized how you want the post meta info to appear on the homepage. So right now we have enabled the author name and the date. Our post meta information is right here, the author and the date. Now we can also add a comment count and the categories that post belongs to. Those seem to be disabled by default, but if you'd like to enable that, you can drag that over. And then if you save the changes, we'll go see how that looks. As you can see, you have the author name, the comment count, the date. Looks kind of broken because we have too much information on there. And then we have the category. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to remove the category, drag that back over to disabled. I'm going to save that change and let's look at it again. And as you can see, our date is still broken. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this comment count. Drag that back over to disabled. Save the changes. Refresh our page, and you'll see it went right back to how it was to begin with. So I like the way this looks. It gives you enough information. Plus the category is already displayed right here, so there's no need to have that information on there twice. Let's go back to theme options. We'll go for our single post pages. Now on a single post layout, I'll show you an example of a single post page. If we click on this default post, you can see this is what this post looks like. You have the main content by the author, the date, the category, and the amount of comments on here. Then you have some information about the author, and then you have the comments for this page. You also have an area where you can leave comments. So this is an example of a single post page. We'll go back to dashboard, and I'm going to go ahead and throw the tags on there and see what that looks like. And I'm going to remove the author box. So then our page would have the post content, the related posts, and the tags. I'm going to move the tags up. Save that change. And we'll go back to our page and refresh this. And we'll see that it's pretty much the same. And that's because we don't have any tags created at this point. That's more content I'll show you how to create in part 6. So we'll go back to theme options. And the meta information that you want to show for your post. Currently we have the author name, the date, categories, and comment count. That information is displayed right here with the author, date, category, comment. So I like the way that looks. I'll keep that all the same. For highlight author comments, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Save changes. Date and comments. This will basically, if this is on, it'll show the date that comment was posted. That seems like a good idea, so I'll leave that on. Save changes. And then we'll explore the social buttons. So social sharing buttons position. Choose position for social sharing buttons. Do you want this above the content, below the content, or floating? So floating's okay. But I'm going to check below the content. When they get down to the bottom of your content, if they enjoyed it, they can share it. So I'll save that. Currently, by default, you have Twitter, Google+, Facebook, and Pinterest enabled. You can also drag over LinkedIn or StumbleUpon. I'm just going to leave those disabled, and I'll save these changes. Alright, now after we finish with the social buttons, we can move on to sidebars. Now if you want a different sidebar for different kind of content, you can click on Add a Sidebar. For right now, I'll just add a sidebar. And I'll name this sidebar Post Sidebar. Alright, and now we'll enter a unique ID for this sidebar. So I'll make this sidebar post. And then I'll click OK. And now we have another sidebar. So when we go to a single post, we'll change this from default. Or first we'll save changes. And then we'll go to single post and we'll use the post sidebar. And then we'll save these changes again. And then for all these other pages, I'll just leave it as the default sidebar. So next we'll use navigation. And the navigation is modified from the menu section. And then translate tab, we'll check that out. This checkbox enables the translation panel. Basically, the translation panel allows you to translate the text on your website without having to do anything special. So if you want your website in, say, Spanish or French or Russian, you can translate your website on the fly. I prefer my website to be in English, so I'm not going to enable the translation panel right now. So right now, we've added a new sidebar, and we've changed some theme settings. So I'm just going to save everything right now. And I'm going to go check out how the site looks right now. So we go to the site and we'll refresh the page. And as you can see, now that we're on a post, it goes to our post sidebar. Whereas if we go to our home page, it uses the default sidebar. Now, I'm not really digging the shade of blue, so I'm going to go back to the theme options, styling options, and I'm going to change this color and make it a little bit darker. And let's see how that looks. Save changes, and then we'll refresh this page. That's a little bit better. I'll go ahead and fix that later. Alright, now that we went over the theme options, let's go ahead and start customizing our website. So for this second sidebar, it tells us that after we save the changes to the sidebar, you can add content in Appearance Widgets. So we'll go to Appearance and we'll go to Widgets. And you can see that we have a default sidebar and we have a post sidebar. So we'll click on Post Sidebar and you can see there's nothing there. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to go to Customize. And now in our customization menu, we'll see this is the default sidebar and this is the post sidebar. So we'll go up to Widgets and we'll hit Post Sidebar. Now on our post sidebar, let's add a widget. Let's add a widget for related posts. So let's go ahead and add that. And related posts is a good title for this. Show 5 posts. And let's show an excerpt of that post. So let's go ahead and add Save and publish that change. Let's also add another widget. Let's add that let's add another tab widget. And let's tab it with popular and recent. So that's good. Let's leave it like that. And then click close. And we can tab through there. So let's go ahead and save and publish this content. And then let's go back. And we can go back to our main sidebar. So let's edit this sidebar. Let's get rid of this search. Let's remove that. Recent posts, let's remove that. Recent comments, let's remove that. Archives, let's remove that. Categories, let's remove that. And meta, let's remove that. Now let's add a widget. We'll add the social icons. Let's name this area Connect with Us. And let's have that open links in a new window. And right now I'm just going to add Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So that's good. Let's close that. And let's add another widget. Let's add a full tab widget. So we'll add popular, recent, comments, and tags. So that looks good. Let's keep that. Let's add another widget. Let's go ahead and add a recent post widget. And let's show excerpts. Okay, that looks good. So let's go ahead and save and publish that. Now when we go to the live version of our website, we can go ahead and refresh this page. And we can see that our default sidebar now looks like this. And when we go to a post, our post sidebar looks like this. Now currently there aren't any related posts because there's no other posts on this website. So it's unable to determine a popular and a recent post. After we have recent posts, popular posts, and related posts, those will show up in these areas. Now let's also go ahead and add a social connect with us on this because you want people to see those social icons from every page. So let's go back to customization. Let's click on a post. Let's go back and edit that post sidebar again. Let's add a widget. And let's add these social profile icons. And we'll name it Connect with Us. Make it universal. And again, let's add the Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And let's close. And now let's bring this back up to the top. So we'll click that and drag it up top. And then that looks nice. So let's save and publish. And now you'll see that even though we enabled this footer, we still don't see anything yet. So let's go back. Now that we've enabled that footer though, you see that we now have 3 footer options because we selected the 3-column footer. So first footer, we can add a widget. And for here, I like to add a sitemap. Now a sitemap is basically all of the pages that your website consists of. So I'm going to want a list of the site's pages. So I'll add that. Now as we can see, that added that to the footer. I'll rename this title Sitemap. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and save and publish that change. And then I'll go back for footer area number 2. Let's see what widgets we can add for that. Maybe we want that area to be a tag cloud. So we'll go ahead and add a tag cloud. And we'll just name it tag cloud. Now we don't have any tags created yet, but when we do, they'll show up right there. So let's go ahead and save and publish that change. And let's go back. And then for footer area number 3, we'll select footer 3 and we'll add a widget. And I'm probably going to post an advertisement down there. So let's go back up to those add widgets. And I'll go ahead and make this a 300 by 250 ad widget. And I'll just name this advertisement. And then you'd add the image URL for your advertisement, and then you'd add a link URL for where you want that link to go. I'm going to leave these blank for right now, just have it a default advertisement tab. I'll change those later. Close this, save and publish. And you'll see that there still isn't anything in footer number 2. Now when we add tags in part 6 of this tutorial, you'll see that they'll be populated right here in this center footer widget. For right now, we'll go back, and as you can see, these are all the changes we've made to this site so far. We'll go back to the home page. We have our default sidebar. We have a new site identity with a widget enabled over here. We have our content, which is going to be our posts on this page. And we have our sitemap we have a little advertisement block, and we've changed the theme to blue. So let's see what else we can do. Let's go back, and if you want your posts on a different page, you can create a new page to have those posts go to, and then you could have your home page set as what's known as a static page, which will be a content page. If you'd like to do that, after you create a new page, you can go here to static front page. And if you want a static page, you can select this box, and then you'll select which page you want to be your static page. So we can go ahead and set sample page as our front page, and now our home page will have the sample page. And then you can create a new page to put your post on. For example, you could create a blog page or a page named blog. Then you could have your post go to your blog page. So for right now, I'm just going to have front page displays your latest post. So this will be our post page for right now. Save and publish. And let's go back. Now the last option we have is additional CSS. Now CSS stands for cascading style sheets. So basically if you want to add some custom styles, you can do that in this box right here. I'm not going to add anything right now. I'm going to keep it with the default of the theme. So I'll go back. And now that's pretty much all we're going to do today with customizing our theme. If you'd like to, down here you have 3 controls where you can test the responsiveness of your theme. So right here is what it would look like on a desktop computer. If we click here, this will show us what it'll look like on a tablet. The menu bar up here. And if you click this, it'll show you what it looks like on a mobile device, such as a cell phone. It'll show you your content, and the way your sidebar is displayed, and the way your footer will appear. Alright. So that's it for this video. I hope this has helped, and I'll see you in part 6. Alright. That's it for part 5, how to customize your WordPress theme. I hope to see you in part 6, how to create and organize the content on your website. If you'd like to learn more, you can visit my website at www.bubachunksdevelopment.com. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links will be posted down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching.